Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. If you would like to support me or the channel in any way, you can do so by liking this video as well as subbing to the channel. Let's talk bodybuilding. In our first story today, I want to take a look at this comparison of Ramon Dino from the 2021 Mr. Olympia and the Super Show Pro that he just won and qualified for the Mr. Olympia again. I want to make a separate comparison video for this, but we actually only really have the front double and the back double. So let's take a look at these shots, guys. And in my opinion, instantly, as soon as you look at this, he is way more conditioned and he is a lot drier than he was at the Mr. Olympia. And in all honesty, I believe if he would have brought this package to the Mr. Olympia, he probably would have placed higher. It may have only been one place higher ahead of Urs, but I believe he possibly could have placed better. This physique that I'm seeing on the right is almost just mind-blowing. And taking a look at the back double, guys, look at the dryness. He's just on a completely different level, and it's close. The Mr. Olympia is close, and I can say that the lighting there isn't better, and it looked like he may have had a better lighting. He may have had a better tan at the X Pro Super Show, but oh my God, the back shot on the right is just completely ridiculous, man. And as you guys know, Ramon works with Chris Aceto, who is one of the best coaches in the game. I'm pretty sure Ramon is probably going to shut it down and just focus on coming in better for the next year's Mr. Olympia. But honestly, outside of his physique, all I can say is he could improve his posing some. And in some of his poses, he shakes. But in classic physique, you know, he's going to be going against guys like Urs, Breon, Terrence, Chris. All of these guys are incredible posers. So if he steps his posing up, he could definitely be a serious threat in this division. And in our next story of the day, we actually have two physique updates from Rafael Brandão, and he also works with Chris Aceto. And man, Rafael looks huge. And as you guys know, he won the 2021 Romania Muscle Fest Pro, and he is qualified for the 2022 Mr. Olympia. And this is going to be a great Mr. Olympia, man. Granted, we're like a year away from the competition, but we're going to have a much improved Regan Grimes. We're going to have a Samson Dowda, and we're going to have Rafael Brandão. And keep in mind, all of those guys placed ahead of Nathan Diasha at the Prague Pro, which may be arguable, but Nathan is said to be a top 6 Olympian. So what does that say about specifically Rafael Brandão? If he was able to beat Nathan, a potential top 6 Olympian, I wonder what they're going to do with the next Mr. Olympia. And in our next story of the day, we're actually going to take a look at Brandon Curry, man, who looks full as a house. And these are the prep files from the 2021 Mr. Olympia that Brandon is just starting to upload later. And honestly, I don't feel like his legs look this good on stage. His legs they looked improved, but not as good as they look in these updates. If Brandon looked like he looked in these updates, then he probably would be a 2-time right now. But I'm not sure, guys, because Brandon is also a darker guy. So when you're watching a live stream, it's really hard to like see his conditioning and see all the details. So maybe he did look better there in person. Actually, I'm pretty sure that he did, because Samson Dowda said when you look at the screen, even though he didn't compete against Samson, Samson said when you look at the screen and you literally look down in front of you, it's like completely different. So he said that watching the live stream doesn't do these guys justice. But man, I feel like Brandon doesn't get enough talk about, and he's placed second at 2 Mr. Olympias back to back, and he's a Mr. Olympia. So for the past 3 years, he's been in the top 2 bodybuilders in the world, man. That's incredible. Brandon should get more credit, in my opinion. And Brandon is getting close to 40, and he is still making improvements every single season. So I'm excited to see what Brandon is going to bring to the stage next year, man. In our next update of the day, we actually have 2 physique updates from Nick Walker. These were both posted about a day or 2 ago. And man, Nick looks huge. But once again, I want to comment on this because I just see so many comments about Nick's health and he's growing too fast. I believe Nick said he's upwards of about 275 pounds right now, which is about 20 or 30 pounds above his stage weight. But look at him, guys. Look at the abs. Nick isn't getting sloppy. Nick is keeping it in check. He's probably mostly eating clean food. And if you guys follow Nick on Instagram, just watch his story. He takes plenty of revived supplements. He always gets his blood work done, you know. So I just want to be the guy to let you guys know, from what I see, Nick is doing the best he can to take care of his health. I mean, some athletes don't even post their blood work or post the supplements they take. Granted, you don't really have to, but Nick does, and a lot of people are worried about his health. But I believe Nick is doing everything the right way, and if something about his health should arise, I would hope that Nick will put it to the side, because he definitely has a very bright future, and he doesn't need to rush anything at all. And in our next update of the day, we're actually going to take a look at Sergio Oliva Jr., who is also Team Chris Aceto, one of the top coaches in the game, man. And Sergio posted this picture in the middle. I'm not sure if it's recent or not. I would guess that it's not because he looks in pretty good shape, and Sergio doesn't really have. Well, I'm not sure if Sergio is competing in the competition. He should be doing the Arnold in March. I actually just seen recently that Ian Valliere isn't doing it. Not sure if that's 100% confirmed, but I would definitely like to see Sergio and Steve Kuklo fight it out at the Arnold Classic. But in the package to the left with the Legion Sports Fest, and I believe it was a little more conditioned in the package to the right where he brought to the Arnold Classic. And Sergio still does his posing routines, even though he said he was going to retire from posing. Probably doesn't put in as much effort, but he's still an amazing posing, man. And I love Sergio's physique. This front leg spread is amazing. Sergio is amazing. Only knock I have on Sergio is he likes to spread his legs pretty wide in his back shots. I think he should bring them a little tighter because they make his legs look a little smaller. But other than that, Sergio is an amazing athlete, man. I'm really ready to see him hit his full potential. I'm ready to see him on that Mr. Olympia stage. And our last story of the day, courtesy of Buys and Tries, of course, one of the best pages on Instagram for news and bodybuilding content. Patrick Moore hinted at switching to classic physique, which I'm pretty sure you guys know by now. What if the comeback wasn't for open? What if it was for classic physique? What if I care more about my condition, lines, and aesthetics than size? And just me to touch on this topic, honestly, these are these guys' lives, man. If he wants to go to classic physique, I mean, I'm all for it. He would be smaller, you know. Some of these guys have such good genetics, they can possibly compete naturally. Like, as you guys know, Keon was natural in classic physique for a long time. So if it's anything promoting potentially better health, and your health will be better just off the fact that he will weigh less. Only thing I have to say about the classic physique division, it's kind of hard to hit their weight cap. So if he gets in the classic physique and he's struggling to make weight every year, they can kind of be frustrating as a bodybuilder trying to beat these guys. And you're coming in at the same weight every year. You're not really making too much improvements. You're kind of making slight improvements. You know, you might take a little muscle off your back and put it onto your legs or something like that. You can improve your conditioning, but it really isn't too much you can do, you know. And I also made a video on 10 bodybuilders that aren't classic, referencing like the old school bodybuilders. And I believe classic physique should raise the weight cap at least probably about 5 to 10 pounds for each of the height ranges, especially for the guys that are under like 6 feet. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. You guys can go check that out. But whatever Patrick Moore decides to do, I'm for it. I doubt he goes to classic physique, though. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay in open bodybuilding. He was just hinting at this. But I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video, man. Bodybuilding news is kind of slow right now, but I'm going to try my best to bring you guys good quality and positive bodybuilding news. I'm out.